recently had the World Roller Games, which had events for bowl, street and vert. Cudot's been going berserk and skating like he was thrown out of a plane. Brazil and Japan have shown female skating is on the up. Takeshi proved he's the GOAT. There's been skate moves like video games. Team India showing us what it's all about. World records being set. Book releases from skate legends. And is the Sotti race heating up? All the stunts are performed by professionals. Do not attempt this yourself. Brazil and Japan let the industry know they are about. Starting with bowl, Kaho was probably the most fluid and stylish of the women's skaters but could only get 4th. Her country lady, May, brought a little bit more speed and technical grinds to get 3rd. Then up stepped Anna Julia, who had her sponsor stickers on her helmet, one of them being John Deere. You know, the company that manufactures agricultural machinery. Amazing. Imagine arriving to a skate park in a combine harvester like.
'Cause I got a brand new combine harvester and I'll give you the key.
No idea what the link is. Maybe it's because the colour scheme is the same for Brazil, but like, yeah, get that tractor money. I'm into it. Anna was darting about the bowl, which is ruddy enormous, by the way. It's one of those where people actually get stuck in the bottom of it at least like 5 times a day. But there were no issues for her. She had some great grinds and brought out the flips. She just seems to be able to slingshot herself into the air. Then fellow Brazilian Nicole dropped the most consistent run of the day. Mostly grinds, but all were executed absolutely lovely. Like really good form and like very little to fault. Overall, just a great display of women's rollerblading. USD will be absolutely stoked with the podium, seeing as everybody has a pair of USD skates on, but it's also healthy to see such a young podium, like all of them teenagers, all of them mentioned in my video, future stars of rollerblading, and already making that happen. There was a fair few people asking me where those yellow skates were from, so Mary's going to get a little bit of coin as well. There's a real energy around female rollerblading at the moment, and I think like in the next few years, that's where you're going to see the most growth in rollerblading and in the industry. And I've got a few ideas around it, a few theories, which I might put into a video. If you're interested in that, let me know. The men went berserk. Pretty much all of the 12 finalists did something outrageous. Abel was pulling off double flats like one of those ripcord flying discs. 40-year-old Vela was boosting massive airs. Joe Atkinson was floating around majestically. Danilo started with a cork 9 and celebrated the landing while still on his run, which I love, and then did more Danilo type stuff. Cardoso continued the Brazilian tradition of dishing out crowd pleasers with a few more grinds added in. 13-year-old Haruhi, who is an insane talent, commanded his way around the bowl and had me screaming like I'd stepped on a plug barefooted. Oh! But it was Yaro who took 3rd, skating like he was about to gap a couple of portaloos. Like, the speed was rowdy. It felt like he had a good plan of what he wanted to do, intelligent lines with big gaps and a very authoritative performance. He's actually becoming a bit of a competition specialist. Leo Fumari took 2nd and was trying to spin his spine loose. He actually made the bowl look a little bit small, like dropping all sorts of lofty flips, and he even did the Chung Lee spinning bird kick. If I'm on a bus and I'm looking at my phone for too long, I get travel sickness. Like, how does he keep his equilibrium in check? And your man Cudot won by going apeshit. The first trick looked like he'd been thrown out of a train, like it was incredible. Every time Cudot skates, there should be a pyrotechnics display to go with it, and James Hatfield strapped to his back playing some like face-melting guitar riff. Like, it's just pure entertainment. Now ideally for a bowl you'd have 4 of the biggest wheels you can get. Julien actually sees that as cheating. He somehow gets all the speed and amplitude he needs riding caveman rocker. 2 wheels per frame, absolutely nothing in the middle, straight blasting it. Brilliant. The juniors was won by Alex Fernandez for the boys and Lilo Fumari for the girls. That's more for USD. This channel runs on your support and I really appreciate it. Giving a like, throwing in a comment, subscribing really helps me out. I've got a Patreon, I've got a channel membership of exclusive videos, sneak peeks, all that kind of good stuff. I've got merch. There's also the new muzzle merch as well. Cheers. A few days later was the street competition, but before we get into that, massive shout out to Team India and Alan Kafir for bringing the energy. There was this beautiful moment where every skater there was getting behind the tricks, creating this lovely moment, like full of positivity, which is just going to stick with all those Indian skaters probably for the rest of their lives, man. Incredible what rollerblading can do. In the women's finals, there was Martina Sobodova bringing her iconic style. Jahiri was doling out her signature crisp, clean tricks. Laura Santos was hyping up the crowd and doing precision switches. Mary tucked into a low, sweaty... Oh! But it was the younger Japanese and Brazilians who took it again. Misaki Katayama brought another level of style and technique for third. Nicole was super consistent, just like the bowl comp. It felt like she did a lot of tricks during her run actually, with a cracking 270 back Savannah for second. But it was Anna Julia who was a level above. Solid switch ups on the rail and quarter pipe, back salve on the rails, spins to grinds, disaster true spins, and another bumper win this year. She's definitely vying for female comp skater of the year, maybe even just female skater of the year. Be great to see a street section to go with all these competition wins. Again, the men went ham. Sole representative for America, Jeff Downers, with his painted on beard and diving board length peak, had a solid top sole to sole transfer. Carlos and his strawberry Solero colour combination did a beautiful true top acid. Someone said that Saeed looked like Ron Jeremy on Solomon's. He was throwing out some nifty bits. Cardoso did a hurricane top sole 5 out. Fumery squeezed in a 900.
That's how it's done.
Danilo took third, going full Danilo, starting with a 450 back salve and a 450 front salve, and I think he was the first person to do a flip in their run. He just looked completely comfortable out there. He was like treating the place like it was his local park.
I can't lie, man's been active in France. Come on then, I can't lie.
Nils skated with a real air of sophistication for second. He could have been wearing a top hat and a monocle, like plenty of flow and control. His fakie fish was first class caviar, and the fakie 360 top sole was an absolute banger.
That is fucking mental.
Cudot came out like a juggernaut. You knew straight away it was time to get out of the party hats. He was going stuntman. He actually sprinted at the first obstacle. He didn't even need the wheels. He then proceeded with like full back salves, 5 decline grinds, full TTPs, and all out jamboree tricks for the win. Cudot just has that winner's mentality. I'm taking all your medals, I'm winning all your comps, I'm taking your wives, I'm taking every bit of brie that's in your fridge, I'm taking all the hammers from your local DIY store. I will take the last hair on a balding man's head. Cudot takes a lot, but in return, we get pure like Saturday night entertainment. I absolutely loved that he had all his gear in a shopping bag. Just put all the medals and the winning cash in this bag for life, please. Beware the man that turns up to a comp in caveman rocker with a 10p bag for life with all his gear in it, because he is willing to go a lot further than you will in this competition. Cudot's won a fair few things this year, as he does every year, and I'm pretty sure he's going to win a few more before the year is out. He's also put out that street part with Aunt Medina. So is he leading the Sotti race, and will he win? I always feel like the thing that's missing is higher production edits. He ticked one off with Aunt Medina and is currently filming with Jonas Hansen, which is bound to look stunning. Sean Kelso has won it the last 2 years. At the moment he's got out pains and transfer date. He's always in the running, but I feel like he needs another section to take it, and I'm sure we'll probably get something before the end of the year. Nils won winterclash and is always a good shout. Cameron Talbot's been active, and RK Parker had that new edit plus the pains one as well. If he dropped another section, which apparently there might be one coming soon as well.
I have Witzman coming out to visit at the end of October. I'm so stoked to have him for a week here.
Sick.
We'll definitely be working on a project while he's here.
I think he's got an outside chance. Anyway, that wasn't the end of the World Skate Games. There was a vert comp with giant sickles to break you in half if you come out of the ramp, and someone's parents got lost on the way to the stadium and ended up at the top of the vert. Carla Martin came third in the women's. Sorachi Kawasaki came second by upping the amplitude and style, but it was Miyao who took first by upping it all a little bit more again. Like, Her style is incredible. She mixed in big airs, smooth grinds, spins and flips, and there was kind of no question who the winner was, really. Also, no real surprise they come from Takeshi Yasutoko's vert school. In the men's, we had Aussie vert legend Sam Fogarty rolling back the years. Sick to see him involved again, but it was a juiced up Abel Morales who clinched third spot. He was so pumped after his run. I thought that Red Bull container thing was getting launched into the crowd. Then it was Takeshi's Padawan Haruhi, who was as light as a quaver. He can't even reach the overhead locker on the plane, but he can launch himself higher than a commercial jet. He did a trick that looked like he was trying to kick a hole in the ozone layer. Like, he is phenomenal and only 13. But Takeshi wasn't going to let himself lose to his apprentice, and I'm pretty sure like mid-air he like winked at Haru and was like, can't do this one yet, squirt. He had Viking flips, McTwist 900s, double flat spins followed by more double flat spins, and a 360 Roy longer than AJ's ring walk to get him walloped by Dubois, only to be stopped by the ramp.
You can't intimidate me.
Daniel, don't
Who do you think you are?
I believe it's one of his highest scoring vert runs at 96.16. What a hero. I'm going to say Takeshi is the best vert rider across like all sports or things that use vert. He is just completely phenomenal. I really enjoyed watching that vert competition, and I wish there was more, certainly more being streamed, and like it'd be good to see them included at more competitions, even though it's probably like a logistical nightmare. But do we reckon we can raise about like, I don't know, 60 or 70 grand to get like a vert at the next winterclash? Like, imagine that, like Takeshi at winterclash 25. Oof, mate, incredible. It's a great time right now for female rollerblading. Some incredible performances at the Worldskate Games with the youth dominating the podium and showing there's a bright future ahead. One of the judges there, UK legend and massive ambassador for rollerblading, Jenna Downing, has released a book, The Little Skater Girl with Big Dreams. The book's based on her life and she's aiming to inspire kids to dream big and work really hard at it. It's actually hit #1 on the light novel bestsellers on Amazon, which is amazing. Like, well done, Jenna. Make sure you grab a copy. The Worldskate Games was absolutely brilliant, but it's mad they can organise such a big event but not a user-friendly website. Like, it's absolutely woeful.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
It's on the same level as Roller News, which looks like the inside of a plastered phone box. The website is so busy, it's hard to find anything, and you actually have to download a PDF for results. It'd be easier if you went full Prison Break Wentworth Miller, like covered in tattoos with all the results like hidden somewhere in the pictures. I know people struggled to find the live streams. I did. It took me about 2 days to realise it was actually on a completely different site. If you are looking to watch them back, I've streamed them so you can find them on my channel. The Rollerskate Twins now hold the world record for 11 synchronised tricks in 30 seconds and 21 tricks in 60 seconds in the vert ramp. Really sick, and they're actually in the Guinness Book of World Records, man. Like, remember that thing? Oh, mate, I just get pumped every year that came out to see what the cover was going to look like. It was going to be like a bit of a hologram or like shiny or something like that. I actually didn't realise that they still made them, which is pretty mad in itself. Massive thank you to my patrons and channel members. I simply couldn't do this without you, so like, absolutely love you lot. Here's a couple of other videos you can watch until I'm back again soon. Spotty Dog.